My name's Amy Suez, and we're at Skeeter Farm in Yarrow, BC, which is a little town just on the outskirts of Chilliwack. I've been an owner of Skeeter Farm for the past 3 years, and just this year I have 2 new business partners, Amanda Smith and Patrick Kitchen.
I first heard about Skeeter Farm from Amy and realized that it was something that I wanted to be a part of, and then became a partner, a co-owner, and Amy, Amanda and I all share our time making Skeeter Farm what it is.
It's actually interesting, social media. Edible Vancouver actually had posted on their, believe it or not, Facebook page, the Skeeter Farm blog post about how they're looking for somebody to help them. And I'm not an intern, I'm now one of the 3 partners in the farm.
The farm's 2 acres and we grow vegetables using organic principles. We're not certified organic. We grow over 150 varieties of vegetables, herbs, flowers, and we dabble a little bit with fruits.
Just take all these beets home?
Our decision initially to do farmers market's CSA program and try to hit some restaurants was based mostly on, I guess, a lack of knowledge about the market, and so we kind of just wanted to test different avenues and also have a little bit more diversity in our marketing avenues so that if our farmers markets weren't going so well, we still had our CSA program to fall back on.
The CSA program is nice because we have guaranteed customers. So they sort of buy into the farm and the idea of the farm, and we get to know our customers quite well.
We get constant feedback about, I've never tried tomatillos before, that was the greatest recipe. But it's just nice to see their excitement, and we wouldn't have seen that if we wouldn't have been doing what we're doing.
Before I started farming, I had vegetable gardens, and I love just the act of watching things grow. I don't feel like it was a conscious decision. It was just sort of like a chain of events that led me to start farming. I think that in some ways I always knew that I wanted to do it, but I didn't think it was a possibility, so I didn't take formal steps to become a farmer.
I had tampered a little bit with, small-scale farming, if you want to call a garden that. I think it is. So I had some experience with certain crops already, and I just had an interest. And it was not something that I was dependent on for my income. I think that was a major playing factor.
It's a bit of a challenge balancing the time. You've got, full-time 40-hour-a-week job plus at least 40 hours a week on a farm. So it's a little bit crazy.
To be very honest, it's difficult. And you have to make some choices. But, if you love what you're doing that much, then I think it's worth making some sacrifices in other ways. So either I'm working or I'm here.
Everybody that has farmed on Skeeter Farm has been a brand new farmer, and so there's a lot of flushing out that has to happen. How do we farm? How much money should we spend on building up our farm operation? How many customers do we take on? So there's all that sort of learning that's going along with learning how to be business partners with one another. And that's, sort of been a challenge working with different people's budgets and different people's time frames and expectations.
Leasing land is definitely an option, and it allows us to do what we love and not take on a huge amount of risk. That being said, we do treat the land like we own it. In terms of crop rotations, treatment of the soil, we try to farm this land like we'll be farming here for 50 years.
Coquitlam Farmers Market. This is a market that happens every Sunday at Poirier Rec Center in Coquitlam. This year we decided to only come to this market. People could get used to seeing us throughout the season and maybe consider us for a lot more of their weekly vegetables that they buy. So we literally pick it the day before we come to the market, and you're never going to get any older product than that. So that works with the way that we work and our business model. People here are willing to pay a premium for their vegetables because they're fresh and they can talk to the farmer and they know that they're of a certain quality. So yeah, we do pretty well in terms of pricing here.
Thank you very much. Yeah. They like to know where their food comes from, and they like to know when it came out of the ground, how it's grown and so on, and they get it from the farmer, him or herself. So it's really nice to hear from them that they appreciate the work that we do.
It's worth it for us to take that time away from the farm to be here to make that connection with the public. You know, we get a lot out of this, and so we make it work. It's definitely crazy, especially at the end of the season. You sort of start to feel the burnout, but that's just sort of is what it is. And then we get a few months off to rest and whatnot. So we can afford to make some mistakes and plant things that don't work and not plant them again the next year, and then try different varieties out. And I'd say that's sort of our main method of learning, is just trial and error. And really, if you look at our production method, it's no different than just a big, gigantic vegetable garden. We do it because we love it, and that we're hoping that we can wean off of the other things that support us right now while we're starting our farm.
I think we've had a really good shot out here. It's been really good for us. We've had some great crops, compared to last year, and we've done really well.
By far the best part is being out here and really just enjoying it on a sunny day. Rainy days aren't as great, but they're all good. It's just being outside and enjoying growing great food for good people.